Hi, my name is Rosie. This is my first video. I already prepped my face and primed my eyes. I'm going to use my blood sugar palette from Jeffree Cosmetics. I use this quite a bit on a daily basis. This is my very first makeup video. When I recorded the video, my audio wasn't turned on, so I decided to do a voiceover instead of trying to make a whole new video. So I'm just trying to save this little project I have. I'm going in with the first shade, I believe is Ouch, just in my crease to kind of warm it up a little bit since I use concealer. I usually don't use concealer to set my eyes like that. I usually just use my Urban Decay primer potion, the anti-aging one, but today I felt like trying something different to see if the colors would be more vibrant. So I'm just kind of softly blending it into my crease right here, just to give it a little bit of depth first before I can start packing on my fun colors. This is going to be pretty dragged out just because I don't really know what kind of eye look I'm going to be doing. I just kind of put colors on as I go. I never have anything like set before I do it. I just kind of wing it. I think it's more fun that way. Just want to make sure everything's nice and blended. It's hard to do a voiceover without sounding too cheesy. I don't know what I'm supposed to say right now, so I'm just gonna talk to fill the void, I guess. And I always check to make sure that everything looks even, because if I go a little bit higher on one side, then I gotta try to even it out, either by blending it out or adding more to the other side. No one's face is perfectly symmetrical, so sometimes you gotta add a little bit more to one side than the other, just to make it look good. Trying really hard not to be super boring. I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about. I hope everyone's first YouTube video is this awkward. So on my lid I went in with root canal. And again, just always trying to make sure that I made everything look as even as I could. It's never going to be perfect, so sometimes if you keep doing it, you make a bigger mess than actually correcting. My little hand mirror that I'm using here, I've had for so long, and I keep buying the same one because it's such a handy mirror, and I got it from the Dollar Tree. I've bought this mirror probably 5 times already. And it's the same design. I love that one. It's cheap, and it's like the perfect size for my eye looks. Anything heavier gets kind of awkward. I've tried so many different mirrors, and I always go back to my cheap Dollar Tree one. So I wanted to soften the line a little bit more. Try to blend up a little higher. I think at this point I used glucose. I didn't want to put too much just because it is a white shade, but I do want to kind of prep it before I put highlighter because I love highlighter. And I'm going to use glitter in there eventually. Well, shimmer, not glitter. That'd be a little crazy, huh? And again, checking to make sure I'm kind of even. And I love to put a little headband on because I have so many little hairs that like to fly around. So try to get everything out of my face. I absolutely love doing my makeup. Just kind of like a chill, la 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 la, just doing my makeup, no big deal. It's almost like a little therapy session for myself, I guess. Now I'm going in with Coma. It's like a little bit of a deeper purpley, almost reddish, I guess. Sorry, I'm not really good at describing stuff. And I also want to note that my vanity is on, like I have vanity lights right there, and I had it turned on to get extra light. It looks crazy. It's super messy. I haven't reorganized it in a while. So I put this in my crease to deepen it some more because I love dimension. Used a nice fluffy brush to kind of soften it and blend everything out. And you know what? If you make a mistake, just use a fluffy brush when in doubt. Went back in with glucose to brighten it up and help pull it down a little bit just to blend more. Here I am trying to decide what I want to do next. Checking for evenness as usual. I didn't realize the crazy faces I made. This is actually really embarrassing. Now I went with intravenous. It's a nice warm brown. Just to, again, add more dimension, make it a little bit darker in the crease. But this time, instead of going all like crazy, I just went at the very, like the deepest part of my crease. Apparently I'm just staring off into space. I don't know what that was. Again, I make the craziest faces. Now I decided to use candy floss. A very shimmery, very, very light pinky color. It's got some pretty good chunks of some shimmer in that one. Just popped it on my lid. Because I decided I wanted a little bit brighter on my eyelids instead of using just root canal. I like to layer my shadows a lot you can see the difference between putting it on and not putting it on. Right there. So I really like how the look pulled together with putting that on the lid. I love using my blood sugar palette. Like I said, I use it almost every day. And now, time to move on to foundation. I'm going to use my Milani foundation. I go back and forth. Sometimes I use drugstore. Sometimes I actually get like good stuff from Sephora. Not saying that drugstore isn't good, but it just depends. Oops, sorry. So, I know this foundation color looks crazy right now, but once I get it all blended out and put my concealer on and then my bronzer and everything, and then it slightly oxidizes, then it looks like it matches me better. So, trust the process. It looks crazy now, but it'll be fine at the end, I swear. I get such good coverage from this foundation. I have combination skin, you know, typical dry some spots, normal in some spots, mostly T-zone oiliness is what I deal with a lot. And I always blend it up into my hairline and all the way down my neck. I'm using just a cheap sponge. I think this is actually an e.l.f. brand sponge. Time for a new one. Now I'm going in with a Fenty Beauty Concealer, shade 210. I don't know how the YouTubers show off the shades. I don't know. I don't have a good quality camera either, so I don't know how I'm supposed to show it. I almost dropped my mirror, and then all my stuff started falling on my lap, and I panicked. And there I am saying oopsie. So I don't get crazy with my concealer. I just like to go under my eyes, because I do have a little bit of darker circles. Just, I don't know, natural life. I like to just blend it out, and I do prefer my concealer to be a lot lighter than my foundation. And I like to put a little extra because I like to sharpen my corners after I'm done with my eyes. So I like that to be like nice and crisp right there. And then I blend it out. Now I'm just blending out, just so I don't have any crazy lines anywhere. See how it's nice and crisp now? Well, not crazy straight line, but a lot more cleaned up than when I started. I'm going to do the same on this side. And again, put a little extra right there just to sharpen that corner. Some people like to, you know, fluff it out. I prefer when my eyes look pointy in the corners like that. I feel like it helps my eyes look a little bit bigger than what they are. And then whatever excess concealer I have, I like to just put a little bit on my nose, a little bit of forehead action there. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, I don't put concealer all over. I love this concealer so much. I have a lot of fine lines right under my eyes, so I try to find the ones that are going to give me good coverage without settling in all those little creases, which is really hard for me to find at least. And again, I'm checking for evenness. Now I'm using my airspun. I go back and forth. This one is the translucent extra coverage. Again, I don't know how to show with my lights how to show the labels. I'm not, oops, sorry. I hate vaping on camera. I didn't mean to do that. Habit, I guess. So I'm just setting underneath with my sponge. Just a little bit of baking, nothing too like crazy, just to help set the concealer. Because like I said, I do have those fine lines, so I don't want it to settle in too crazy. And because I have the oily T-zone, I like to throw some powder all over my nose, the sides, and then tiny bit on the forehead, just a little. And then that's gonna help me so I last throughout the night, because this makeup look was to go out for dinner and drinks with my fiance and his brother. I had gotten the powder everywhere. Now I'm using my Wet n Wild contouring palette. I broke the left side. I never use that. I tried to repair it, you know, the whole rubbing alcohol trick and then letting it settle once. Oh my gosh, I made a mess. It crumbled out again. I don't know why I was trying to save it. I never used the left side. I only used the bronzer part. So I just like to throw a little bit here to warm it up. A little cheek contour. I like to go pretty strong with it on my cheeks, just because I'm so round. Throw a little bit there to warm up my neck, because like I said, the foundation doesn't quite 100% match, but once I get all this on, it looks a lot better. Then I like to put some on my forehead, just so it blends in. Like to soften it. And now I'm going to dust off my powder with a fluffy brush. I don't let it sit for 20 minutes like some people do. Just enough. Because then I feel like it gets a little too cakey on me. Then I just wipe off the excess. Then I kind of brush it everywhere, the excess on the brush, on places where I didn't put some with the sponge, just to make sure everything's set and blend out everything. Once again, checking to make sure I'm even. Using a Wet n Wild highlighter. It's like a loose highlighter. This stuff is so glittery. It's so fine, but it's so shiny. I forgot to grab a brush, so I had to go get one. I usually use a bigger brush, like a little fluffy big brush for when I highlight, but for this particular one I like to use this one so I can kind of concentrate it and then fluff it out. This stuff is intense. You can see it flying all around me. Little glitter specks. So I use a teeny tiny bit. I only use it when I'm like going out somewhere. Sometimes I use it for everyday looks, but not too often. I really like how this one looks on me. My mom hates it when I use it. She's like, you look silver. Why do you look silver? Then I put some on my nose, my cupid's bow. Tiny, tiny bit on my forehead, because this stuff is so pigmented. Then I'm putting a little bit of my bronzer on my nose. I don't do it all the time, just sometimes when I feel like I'm getting a little too washed out from all the concealer powder. Then when I feel like I have too much highlighter, I like to go back in with that fluffy brush that I used to knock off the excess powder, just to kind of tone it down. I had to stop what I was doing and wash my brush. And now I'm using the same highlighter that I used on my face, just to highlight underneath my brow bone. Brow bone? Oh my gosh. I meant to say underneath my eyebrows. You can tell this is my first video, because I don't know what I'm saying. So just right there. And then a little bit in the inner corner. So I feel like if you're going to use something this shimmery, you might as well go all out. I like to go a little at a time just so I can really choose where I want to pack it on. Yay! I love highlighter. Sorry, vaping again. I'm old enough. I'm over 21. Now I'm using a Maybelline Fit Me blush. The shade is Rose. Again, I don't know how to show the back. Part of it is user error. Part of it is I have a really crappy camera. I like to use this ginormous fluffy blush brush. Just kind of tap it on a little bit and then blend. Now I'm going in with my eyeliner, the Tattoo Studio from Maybelline. It's just shade black. And here I'm trying to figure out where the shade is, because I love embarrassing myself. And again, I cannot show the label, because it's witchcraft apparently to show the labels. So I'm just going to hurry up and do a quick wing. Everyone always asks me how I can do my wings so fast. I've been doing my makeup the same way since I was 16. Well, at least my eyeliner. I just kind of just do it. I don't know how to explain it to people. When I started learning how to do makeup on myself, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I've always wanted to make my own videos. It's actually really scary because right now YouTube is crazy and a lot of creators on there are so mean. A lot of people who comment are mean, so if anybody ever watches this video, I hope you all say nice things. But there's always going to be someone mean out there, so what can I do? I'm just doing this for fun. Here I'm putting on my other wing really quick. Kind of getting it done. I'm realistic. My wings will never be perfectly matched. So once I get them on there, I kind of try not to fiddle with them, because, you know, the more you fiddle, the bigger they get, and then suddenly your entire eye is black. So, good enough for me. Maybe a little touch there. Then I'm done. Not even going to deal with it. If it's even, cool. If it's not, oh well. Now I'm doing my eyebrows. Apparently I forgot I was filming or something because I didn't even face the camera. Oh, I forgot to show what I'm using. I'm using dipbrow pomade from Anastasia, Beverly Hills. It's the shade Ebony, I believe. So I have pretty good eyebrows. I was blessed with a lot of hair, thankfully. So I just like to put a little bit just to kind of make them a little more bolder. Just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. And I always use my spoolie to soften it. And just kind of place the hairs where I want them to be. And I always try to brush the front corners as much as I can, just to really soften it. Because that's the one place where you don't want your eyebrows to look so harsh. They look more natural when they're fluffed out a little bit. I'm not super into the whole like filling in your brows and carving them out with concealer look. It looks crazy on me, so I don't do that. Because like I said, I have a lot of eyebrow hairs already. So just like to soften them. And that's about it for my eyebrows. Nothing too crazy. Now I'm just putting on some, not concealer, oh my goodness, mascara. Putting on mascara now. This is Too Faced Better Than Sex. I got this from a BoxyCharm a while ago. It's pretty old. I'm gross. I need new mascara bad. I don't follow the rules. I don't toss it when I'm supposed to. And I'm coating my bottom lashes a little bit, just to make them a little more visible. This is such a good mascara. I really like it. And then there it is. That's my completed look. I'm going to post a picture, take a selfie with my phone. And here I am, super happy with it. Thank you for watching. So this is my little selfie that I took with my cell phone, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you stuck around for the whole thing, I'm surprised and I'm happy. Thank you.